Hello, lovelies. It is Heather from Creative Sage Cottage, and we are here on dun da da da. Drum roll, please. Day 7 of our Enchanted Sparks daily card pull. So this is a pretty exciting day, right? Day 7. 7 is the number of completion, right? Once we get to the number 7 in a cycle of any kind, 7 days of the week, 7 years, whatever 7 means for you, it is the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. So after today, we will have completed an entire week. And then we begin again for the next 28-ish days. So thank you for being here. I sort of wanted to expand the offering today and show you a little bit more about what's going on behind the scenes here with these Enchanted Sparks. Many of you might know me from my magical mentoring one-on-one sessions, or perhaps you've been to me for a mojo bag. If you've been here, then you know I'm always surrounded by things that serve as sort of sacred and divine reminders for me. I love to think of pulling an enchanted spark every day as a very simple but very possibly profound ritual. So I love to incorporate things that help to kind of create an energetic container while we are sitting with the sparks and waiting for divine wisdom or that little nudge or that beautiful little whisper to show up for us. So I always light a purple candle when I'm in session or doing work on my own. Purple for me, and this is very personal, that you may not connect to it this way, but personal for me, or purple for me is the God color. When I meditate, when I pray, when I journal, I know that I'm where I need to be. If I start seeing a little swirl of lavender or light purple. So I love to light a purple candle in session, journaling or otherwise. And then I always have a couple of different things in front of me to remind me of the different elements. I have a shell to remind me of water so that I will always remember that water cleanses, but it's also a beautiful reminder of tears and a way to allow things to flow. When we put things to water, there's a certain sort of energy to that water, and it has the ability to wash things clean and carry them away. I also have a stone here that I found on a walk that is in the shape of a heart. So the stone is very grounding for me. It puts my feet back on the ground, calls my attention down to earth. And then, of course, that little heart next to a rose. And roses for me have always been just a symbol of unconditional love of self. Regardless of what your spiritual or religious background is, in my way of thinking, in my belief system, I love to think of a rose as deep connection to the divine feminine, or the feminine aspect of God, if you will. And then I have a little golden acorn to remind me to be patient, and about the magic of life. There's some tobacco underneath there as an offering of gratitude. There's some cedar for ancestral wisdom. Of course, a friendly little unicorn to remember that even as we are doing this and we're doing something, that has a feeling of being a bit more serious, even if we're communicating with the divine and the highest aspect of ourselves, there's no reason to not have a little humor about this as well. So this is just a little sampling of what I typically will have around me. You do what feels right for you. And if that just means one single candle or a stone that you picked up or bringing forward a potted plant, there's no right or wrong way. It's what feels comfortable for you. So that being said, let's get into it with our enchanted sparks of the day. I, as always, spent a little time with my friendly sparks here, doing a bit of connection with them. And as always, imagining myself connecting to the energy of the cards, asking for a bit of divine guidance and what my highest self would have me know today. this question is literally it's the same question I ask every day. I adopted this way of doing it because it takes the pressure off of coming up with something new every day. Like, what do I need to ask these? What kind of questions do I need to ask today? Instead, I can just sit down and become fully present with whatever it is that wants to show up for me. So we'll do a few quick turns of the cards. As you can see, I am no Vegas dealer, but there's no right or wrong way, right? So after that, I typically will put them down, spread them out a little bit, and continue to ask, what would you have me know today? Moving the cards around until at some point I feel like they have been shuffled up enough. I have spent enough time sort of communicating my energetic intention and opening up this place in my heart to receive whatever is wanting to show up for me. And at the exact moment that it is supposed to be, I will know, oh my goodness, of course, this is the second time. This is the second time this card has shown up for me this week. And mind you, there are 31 different cards in this deck. I would know because I created them. So I think this is incredibly telling. Before I tell you what bubbles up to the surface for me, I would love it if, since this is a duplicate, a second time, perhaps you sit for a second and ask yourself, if you're here and you're seeing this Enchanted Spark card pull today, why is this card coming up a second time for you as well? Now, listen, it's no surprise to anybody that knows me that Commitment and I, we've been at odds with each other. I am an instant gratification kind of girl. I like to come up with an idea and launch into it and see what happens without giving it too much thought. I'm a leap before I see the net sort of a human being. And since this whole idea of the Enchanted Sparks sort of showed up for me, it's been almost a year and a half that I finally decided not too long ago that I was going to make a commitment to this. And the first thing I thought of as soon as I turned this card over was I heard this little voice immediately say, "Are you sure?" Yes, I am 100% sure. And what does that commitment mean for me? And how am I going about truly immersing myself in the idea of this commitment? I think this is an important one. If I'm being completely honest with you, my husband asked me this morning, do you take the cards out after you pulled them? And I said no, because I feel like if I need to hear this again, or perhaps it needs to be presented to me a different way, then it will show up again. So I'm kind of gobsmacked, for lack of a better word, that this just happened. But I sort of love it all because I love it also because that's life, isn't it? And there are lessons to be learned. And if we are truly going to every day show up and ask these cards to meet us in this space and ask our highest selves and the most divine aspects of who we are to meet us here, then we have to be prepared to say yes to whatever it is that shows up for us. And this week, 7 cards in, and I'm already seeing 1 card for a second time. So, wow. I encourage you to spend a little time with the sparks. I hope that you have perhaps found a journal or even a tiny little notebook where you are jotting down the words that were the sparks that are showing up for us every day. Please, please remind yourself that there is no right or wrong way to do this. This is about a divine dialogue. It is about you simply asking a question and then allowing yourself to be present for whatever it is that shows up for you. It's a good thing, no matter how you look at it. The fact that you are creating this sacred little container for yourself to be here for this invitation and this gift that you are giving yourself, It's a really good thing. And I hope that you're really proud of yourself for showing up for day 7, because I'm pretty proud that we just keep going. This is a good thing, and we're just getting warmed up. So, commitment. Ask yourself what that means for you. What was the first thing that popped up when here we go again with commitment? So, is this for you? I think it is. And I would absolutely love to hear what your thoughts are and what showed up for you, any of that good stuff. So, happy Friday. Thank you again for being here. I wish you the brightest of blessings, and I am committed to seeing you here tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks.